So the rules for the run are pretty simple. No power armor except for when it's required in the quests, such as in Concord. I am only allowed to use sniper rifles or sniper rifle-like weapons. No companions are allowed unless the mission requires it, such as when following Dogmeat to Fort Hagen. And the game difficulty must always be set to very hard. After creating a character, I choose some stats and what I believe would be a fitting name for this run, but I end up changing the stats later at the end of the vault though, because I realize I need intelligence for perks like Gunsmith and Science.
Female.
The soldier at the gate for some reason didn't move, so I had to squeeze past him somehow, but I got by eventually.
Come on! Oh God!
Once the whole vault part is done, the run actually begins, and the rad roaches immediately give me quite a bit of trouble. I eventually managed to get them trapped behind the vault doors though. Once I get out of Vault 111, I loot and scrap Sanctuary and then grind levels by placing shelves, so I could get some perks before heading out. I decide to go to Concord real quick to pick up the laser musket and then retreat back to Sanctuary so I can modify it to be more like a sniper rifle. And it actually manages to work out somehow. So when I get back to Sanctuary, I put a scope on it, so it's, well, more like a sniper rifle. I also decide to upgrade a pipe rifle to be a sniper rifle as well, just as a backup. Following this, I return to Concord and clear out the raiders, slowly. And then I go into the museum and try to play safe by crouching and staying hidden, but I am immediately noticed. Throughout the museum, I tend to rely on bats quite a bit because I'm not very good at sneaking yet.
And I can use the minigun like a rifle?
After I'm done speaking to Preston, I hop into the power armor and rip the minigun off the vertibird, before immediately leaving them behind. I decide to stay on the top of the museum and slowly clear out the raiders below, as a sniper might actually do. I attempt to drop down to the ground, but I underestimate how much damage it'll do to me, resulting in my death. Eventually though, I get down to the street and have to face off with the Deathclaw. Instead of facing the Deathclaw face to face, I slowly work down his health. And then the Deathclaw kills me when I'm going outside to try to bring him back. Eventually it goes down though, but I'm pretty sure Preston actually got the last hit. And then I go back inside the museum to speak with Preston, and then we all go back to Sanctuary, and I do some upgrades for my weapons. After this, I decide to head out to Diamond City. On the way, I decide to stop by Drumlin Diner so I could trade with Trudy. Following this, I also stop by Paladin Dance and pick up some Brotherhood fatigues as an upgrade to my armor. I get some good sniping in at that ship that's under the bridge on the way to Diamond City. I can't remember what it's called though. Once I'm at the gate to Diamond City, I perform a throw on Piper to skip the dialogue.
I'm standing out in the open.
I travel back and forth between Diamond City for a bit, trading and upgrading weapons. I also buy a hunting rifle here, which I upgrade to a sniper rifle, and this ends up being a really useful weapon later on. Once I'm done doing all my upgrades, I go to Valentine's Detective Agency.
Coming in from the rain. Afraid you're too late.
And then I am sent out to try to find Valentine. I make an attempt to fight the mongrels outside Diamond City, but I end up dying a couple times, so I decide to just kind of run past them. I eventually make it to the subway area where Valentine is, and the upgraded hunting rifle puts in very good work here. I end up dying in the vault section of the subway though, and have almost another close call in the same spot when a triggerman rushes me with a baseball bat. But I managed to pull through thanks to VATS. I snipe at Dino from across the room and take him out with relative ease. Grab Valentine, and then we go through the rest of the vault. I attempt to end the
This is all just a
confrontation with Skinny
misunderstanding,
Malone
Steve.
peacefully.
You know that. You let us walk, and we won't come back.
Like hell you won't.
Once we're back in Diamond City, I speak with Nick
We're
about
looking
finding
for my
Sean.
son, Sean.
And then I have to go up to the mayor to grab a key.
Words, honey. Maybe shout.
Which I managed to persuade him to give it to me through dialogue, which I was not expecting. I ransack Kellogg's house of anything even remotely useful, and then I give Dogmeat a scent of the cigar, and we begin to track him.
I'm trusting my family's future to a dog. That's it. I'm officially crazy.
While I'm following Dogmeat, I am tempted to eliminate the settler outside of Diamond City. I end up dying a lot while trying to follow Dogmeat to Kellogg, one time being when super mutants attacked when I was trying to deal with the Yao Guai on the train tracks. I ended up getting killed by the Yao Guai next.
My leg!
And then while I'm fighting the Yao Guai, some stinglings showed up, followed by a rad scorpion. I eventually managed to take them all out though, and move on. The feral ghouls at the bridge also give me a little bit of trouble, but I managed to take them out. Mostly thanks to bats. Once I make it to Fort Hagen, I slowly take out the turrets from relatively safe places, and then I head in. I end up dying a few times, but I slowly make my way through. There's also this weird-ass room thing where it looks like the night sky, but it unfucked itself once I actually entered the room, so I don't know, I just thought that was kind of cool. I make sure to grab the magazine that increases my sneak, so hopefully it's helpful. Eventually, I make it to Kellogg, after carefully going through the fort.
Funny. I thought I had that honor.
Where is my son? Where is Sean?
I end up dying to Kellogg quite a bit, mostly from grenades that he throws. Eventually, Kellogg is kind enough to keep his head poking out from around a corner or something.
That it?
And it allows me to take him out pretty easily. I upgrade my armor in the form of Kellogg's outfit, and then I take a long-ass elevator ride up. Once I make it to the top, I realize that I didn't actually complete the quest objective in the fort, so I have to take the elevator back down. Go do some shit on the terminal, and then go back up again. Once I do that, I
So
go
I
back
did
to
that,
Valentine
so-
and Piper and talk about Kellogg's
That
brain.
wasn't all. He was working with the Institute.
I head back to Sanctuary,
I hope the color of my energy is blue.
reject Mama Murphy's request for more drugs,
Maybe.
Well, ain't like...
and then I head to Good Neighbor, but I end up getting lost while trying to find the entrance, resulting in me getting attacked by a lot of enemies that I end up ignoring. But I eventually do find the entrance. I go to Dr. Amari to do the brain sequence thing.
Reverse death.
Could you say that like Dr. Frankenstein?
Ego, fetch me the brain. No?
No, I will not.
I do the brain sequence thing.
Oh, I'm going in naked. Fingers crossed I get superpowers.
You want to try
After
for round
speaking
two?
with Nick, I
Let's
go back to Sanctuary to do some last-minute preparations before heading out to the Glowing Sea. After traveling for a bit, I eventually make it to the Glowing Sea. And as I told Dr. Amari, I did go in butt-ass naked. Well, aside from the underwear at least. I speak to the people in the crater of Adam, which send me to Virgil's cave.
I'm looking for...
On the way there, some sting wings nearly slaughter me, but I manage to slip past them. And then I also get past the Deathclaw and into Virgil's cave. I immediately accidentally go back out into the Glowing Sea, which results in me getting a death loop for a little bit, with the Deathclaw that's sitting just outside the cave. But I manage to get back in the cave somehow, and I speak to Virgil, who instructs me to find a courser. So after I leave the cave and run past the Deathclaw outside, I fast travel to a spot close to the quest marker. After putting my clothes back on, I begin the hunt for the courser, which leads me to a raider camp, resulting in my death once more. After going around the raiders, I am instead attacked by some Mirelurks, one of which follows me into Green Tech Genetics. I slowly make my way up through the building, trying to carefully take out the gunners inside. However, once I get to that spot with the missile launcher guy, I end up dying numerous times. Although it feels like most of the deaths were due to Molotovs. But after many tries and many quick saves, I managed to take all the gunners out. And then I continue to slowly make my way up to where the courser is at. The courser proves to be very, very difficult, and I die very, very, very many times trying to figure out a way to kill him.
I'm here to pick up an order. 2 large pepperoni and a calzone. Name is... Fuck you.
I eventually find that using a Psycho, Jet, and a Stealth Boy at the beginning to get a sneak attack with the laser musket, followed by using VATS with the sniper rifle, just barely manages to take him out. I decide to let the trapped synth out to escape, before heading out of the building myself and looking out over the city. I'm gonna end the video here, because I feel like it. So, yeah, that's it.